no particular order, but raise your hands and we'll have come to you and get started, if that's all right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Both of your faces light up. Nice to get close to the cup.
Yeah, definitely. It's always nice. It's always nice to have all the cameras here.
Yeah, start
Yeah,
again.
start
yeah.
again.
I saw your face light up when you saw the FA Cup as you walked in. Nice to. Thank you.
Hi guys, you both played in the Premier League, both had brilliant careers playing. Can you both explain what this game, what this cup run has meant for you as you're starting out in your coaching managerial careers?
Listen, it's a massive achievement. Both young coaches. Well, I say young. I'm 41 years of age, so not so young. But listen, it's been a great journey for the whole group, for the whole club. Not just ourselves. Just the fact that we've got to this point in the cup. Nobody would have bet on us being this far in the competition. The lads have done tremendous. Yes, maybe a little bit of luck in the last round where Ipswich have hit the post twice, but if you look at the quality of both our goals that day, we deserve to go through. And listen, it's changed the area, not just obviously for ourselves, but people are talking about Maidstone as a community, as a football club. In the league games after the cup run, you see more young kids with Maidstone shirts on. It's just something different that what this club is used to. So long may it continue. Hope we do get through or get a win or even a replay. We just want it to continue as long as possible because it's putting Maidstone on the map.
Yeah, Craig has touched on a lot of the points there, but it's an incredible achievement, not just for ourselves, it's for our community, Maidstone United as a whole. Yes, our fan base, but also we've gained so much admiration globally, how we've gone about the FA Cup run, how we've approached it as a football club, as a community, because how I see it as a manager, how we see it is, it's a community thing, like Craig touched on it. Now you get a lot of young kids coming up to us, oh, we want to be one day, we want to emulate what the group of players have done in the FA Cup. They want to be involved more in football. And it's not just that, it's also the older generation. They are so inspired by this moment. What our group of players have achieved is historic. And, you know, a lot of the people I meet in the city centre, around, even in my area where I live, they're not connected to Maidstone, but they are connected to Maidstone. They've told me personally their new team is Maidstone United Football Club. So that's just to show you what our group of players have done. Like Craig touched on it, we deserve to be in the fifth round of the FA Cup. How we've gone about it as a group, as a community, and you know, I know everyone is saying luck. Yes, luck does play a part, but also it's that togetherness and that belief that we've instilled in this environment. And hopefully we're going to go on Monday against a good side in Coventry, and we're going to try and compete and showcase ourselves as a community, not just as a team.
And the old chestnut of penalties, could go to penalties on Monday. Have you been practicing? I mean, is there any point in practicing? And what advice have you given your players who may want to take penalties?
No advice just yet. It's about concentrating on the next training session. When we get closer, you know, we'll explain to them what the game is going to look like. I know some of them might be thinking there's going to be a replay. No, there are no replays. So the squad is going to be utilized on the day, and we're going to make sure the players are ready. Whatever the outcome, listen, penalty, we all know how it is. It's a lottery, and at the end of the day, the ones that step up to take the penalties, they should be confident. And if they pick their spot and they hit it and it goes in, we celebrate. If they hit it and it's a good save, not a problem. So it's a day for no pressure. We are Maidstone United Football Club. There shouldn't be any pressure on us. We will go there, we'll enjoy the occasion. It's a historic day for our football club.
Brilliant, good luck.
Thank you.
Good.
George, I just wondered whether I could ask you to sum up what the FA Cup means to you in terms of history, tradition, and then also, I guess, if you do win again, on that game. You secured 6th round place. Would that be one of the greatest upsets, if not the greatest of the time?
Firstly, we have to pay every bit of respect to Coventry City. They're a fantastic championship side, high flying at the moment. We know the magnitude of the game we're going to be coming up on Monday. The team we're going to be playing. But for me personally, like you said, touching on it, it's a huge moment for myself. It's a huge moment for my community back in Cameroon. It's a huge moment for our football club. But for my community, for Africa as well, it's huge. The FA Cup is regarded as one of the best competitions in the world. And for Maidstone to be in the fifth round of the FA Cup against the championship side in Coventry, full of history, then, it's an inspirational moment for myself. And I'm ever so proud to be the leader of Maidstone United Football Club. Obviously, I've got a great management team behind me that supports me in this journey, and our group of players, they've been magnificent. And so it's not just for myself, it's an inspirational moment for everyone. But it's a fantastic achievement for myself as an individual. Obviously, a young manager, like Craig touched on it, young management team, first full season, and we're achieving something of this magnitude, so it's brilliant.
One of the huge bonuses with the FA Cup is what it means to, sort of the history and tradition, but also in cash terms for clubs like yours. What sort of difference does it make in terms of prize money, in terms of TV cash revenue? I mean, it's transformative for the club, isn't it?
Yeah, I really wish I could speak of how what it means to our football club, but I'm sure our owners have touched on it. My director of football, B. Williams, has touched on these financial incentives that we've had, but it's not for us to just look at it. It's for us to be sustainable. It's huge for a club of our size. We're representing the National League South, all the way down to grass level, the non-league clubs, everyone. We're representing Kent. But it's important that we look at all the financial gains that come our way. It's going to help us fix one or two things in our environment. It's not just going to be spent on players. This is the legacy we're going to be leaving behind. Hopefully, one day we all can turn. If this can help us replace our pitch, then there's a legacy our players have left behind. And it's bigger than just the squad itself. It's a generational thing. We're looking at helping the community, and if it does help the community, it will help the younger people. It's going to inspire them. Hopefully, they're playing on a brand new turf next season. The community can enjoy this, and we can enjoy certain things being put in place here at the stadium to just uplift the place a little bit. Yeah, so I can tell. I'm not in a position to tell how the money is going to be spent, but every bit of financial incentive does help our club be sustainable for the next year or two. Thank you.
James, regardless of the result on Monday night, whoever lifts that trophy at Wembley, their team won't have won more games than you have in this year's FA Cup. So does that make you guys kind of the moral winners of this year's competition?
I never thought of it like that, to be fair. That's a great stat. I never thought of it like that. But listen, we'd like to think this. We started earlier than anybody else in terms of the rounds. The rounds are there for a reason, to make it exciting, obviously give people a chance to get through. But we've earned the right to be where we are. So, see, whatever happens in the result on Monday, we've earned the right and respect from others, I think, in our league, in the league, obviously above conference. League Two, obviously played a team in League Two, then League One, Championship the previous round. So, I'm sure we've gained some admirers, like the manager said. If we do lose the game, which we won't be trying to do, I'm sure, like I said, we've got people's respect in the way we've gone about things.
And obviously as well, there's one London club left at this stage of the competition in Chelsea. And you guys talk about all the things that this football team represents, this community in Maidstone, but also in Kent as well. A county like Kent having the same number of teams as London at this stage of the FA Cup, George. What does that mean to these boys and what they've achieved?
Going to your first question before I answer this. can we have an invitation if we do lose on Monday night to the finals? So put us in a nice little good box with our players so we can watch the game. Yeah. No, it's all about the respect. It's all about making sure we look at how far we've come in the competition. We've treated it with the utmost respect that it deserves. When we played the lower teams, we was the big dogs, as you put it, and they were the underdogs, and we showed them every bit of respect in our preparations leading to that. And obviously, we became the underdogs and coming up against a good side in Barrow. We showcased ourselves as a football club, as a community, and we was lucky enough to progress on the day. And then we came up against a good side in Stevenage in League One, done exactly the same thing in our preparations, and it was about now can we go that one more step against Ipswich Town, which was a fantastic occasion for everyone connected to football, to be honest. And it was a day that none of our community, and I'm sure us all in this room and globally, will never forget that moment. And now it's about making sure we represent our community again, our group of players. We go out there and do our best and enjoy the occasion. It's a historic day, like I keep going back to it. And what's not there to enjoy, what's not there to savour, we need to make sure we go out there and prepare the players, put no pressure on them. Whatever the outcome, they just need to believe in themselves and enjoy the day. And our jobs as the management team is to ensure that happens. But yeah, it's an honour to be compared in such light of, the great Chelsea, because like you say, London-based, they are the only London-based club still in the competition. And yeah, we are the only club in the National League representing everyone. So again, we know that's the pressure we put on ourselves as the management team, but not on our players. And we have to make sure it's about readiness and making sure we send our players out there to enjoy the occasion and see where that takes us as a football club.
George, sorry.
Yeah.
You'll be up against the manager in Mark Robbins, who took over a crisis club at the very bottom of their arc and was taken to the edge of the Premier League. Will you be able to get a chance or opportunity to speak to him on Monday and get some advice about how you might take your club in a similar direction?
Yes, definitely. That's the respect coming up against a man like Mark Robbins. I know him. I've played against his teams before when I was playing. I know how thorough he is. I know he's a man that sets his team out to be very, very structured. They play in a certain way, very high intensity in possession, out of possession, tactically. Got the right personnel, set them out right. We saw it. They were that close to being promoted to the Premier League last season, and they're charging as well now in the Championship as well. So what's not to admire about that? Our jobs is, like I said earlier on, I've always said this, I am a young manager. I'm still learning my trade. We are still learning our trade. We're not a finished article. We don't get carried away. And every club that we play, we come up against the management team. We like to have that conversation with them. If we are invited into the management or the staff, the manager's room after a game or before the game, we have that conversation and you ask those questions. It's part of the learning curve, and it's going to be an honor to obviously speak to him before the game, just like I did with Kieran at Ipswich. So it's going to be a day where you try to pick as much as you can. You try to take every positive out of the day, and that's one of the assignments. So thank you for reminding me. I'll put that on my diary to make sure I do corner him and try to get as much advice from him. How he went about it during the crisis, how did he manage that crisis, because it's important. I may face that one day in my career as a manager, and how am I going to navigate myself in that situation? So, yeah, thank you very much. Great question.
When you look through your squad of players and look at the players, many were on different journeys to disappointment, setbacks, disappointments. How proud are you of them that they have got this far and so that they're going to enjoy these moments at Ipswich and then obviously on there?
Firstly, extremely proud of our group of players and how they've gone about this journey. There've been so many of them that's contributed. Some are not with us today in terms of us letting them find new environments. They've all contributed, and they know that. I stressed this over and over, and I still repeated that in our review meeting this morning with our players. But it's just to see the shared joy they had, the tears, which was, happy tears with their families, with our fans, our supporters, and how they've been received by our community, our fans. They are local heroes. They are superheroes in the eyes of our supporters, and they richly deserve it. And, every day we come in, we are intense the way we manage in terms of, trying to drive the right standards. When we see them not navigating it the right way, it's our jobs to try and remind them and bring them back on the right track in a very, very positive way. And they just want to do well. They want to do well for themselves. They want to do well for their teammates, their families, their friends, and they want to do well for the entire Maidstone community. And now they understand the magnitude of that victory against a fantastic side in Ipswich, and they're just hungry for more, and they just want to go out and do their best. And so I'm so proud of our group of players. I can't tell you, like I said, we are bound for life. So no one can take that away from us. We are history makers, and every time I'll look back on this moment, every time I've got photos, we've had photos in the office, we look back and we just see it in terms of the gravity of the celebration. It gives you goosebumps, like you looking at them celebrating individually what it meant to them at the time and what it means to them now. That's why we go out, we work as hard as we can. We know we are the underdogs, and we know we have to be lucky on the day, but it's important that, we show that gratitude to them. So I owe a lot to them. They are history makers, and, I respect what they've done for this football club and for themselves and for myself and the management team.
What do you think it says about the quality and strength of non-league as well, to be a National League South side at this level of competitions?
I think coming down for the leagues, I think it's improved in terms of the standard. We spoke about it on Monday in our previous game. It's actually quite funny that you've mentioned this question. Sometimes it might not be technically why players are at this level. It's sometimes that they've got to put a performance back to back. You go to the Premier League, they can do it week on week after each other. So sometimes our lads will do it 1 in 3 or 1 in 4, but the best players do it week after week, training session after training session. So we've been lucky in a sense that in the cup games, our lads have stepped to the plate and done it at the right time. It's about just finding that in our league where we are, finding that consistency and reaching that level all the time. So the standards obviously are a lot better than it was years back in the conference. They're more athletic now, play football a hell of a lot more. The pitches are better, there's more 3G pitches, which means there's more football. So the standards has improved. So that means that when we do play league clubs, the jump between Conference South to League 2, then League 1 is a lot closer than what it was or has been in the past.
Yeah, I'm from that. How have you found that the league has represented playing against you? They financed out differently against you, and that respect that you've got?
Yeah, just touching on what Craig said about the league being more football being played because of the pitch surfaces, but also there's more athleticism within the league now. Players are looking after themselves a little bit better. The coaches are quite good. The managers are good tactically. They said they do their homework on you, scouting reports. So all of that plays a key role in how teams set up against us. Plus, Maidstone United is making the headlines, and that's a motivational tool for the teams that we've come up against, because they've raised their game by 20%. Before, it was Maidstone that got relegated from the National League into the National League South. Teams raised their games by 10%. Now, because of this FA Cup magnificent run we've had, they're raising their games by another 10. So our jobs is to remind our group of players to raise their game. If they did at 100, now we got to do it at 120, because we've got this massive, huge target on our backs that everyone is aiming at, because, like on Tuesday, on Monday gone, heavily, they celebrated like they've won the league. And rightly so, they deserve it, because they've just beaten the team that is going to be playing in the FA Cup fifth round. Was not there to celebrate. So yes, teams do raise their games and their performance levels against Maidstone United Football Club.
Done there. Thank you all very much. Now going to be some opportunities if the players and we're still not sure. But yeah, thank you all very much for that.
No problem. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.